So you know yourself to be a spiritual being having a human experience, as they say. But your normal, normal, everyday ways of thinking, speaking, and behaving seem to indicate otherwise. They seem to indicate that you are a limited being, that you are the persona, that you're the character with your name and your experiences defining who and what you are, as opposed to all of that simply being conditions that are appearing in front of you or appearing within the space of what you are. And you might know this, you might already be on board with that idea that all of this apparent lived experience is appearing and disappearing. It's just that, it's apparent. But in your day-to-day relating to people, relating to situations, you're finding it hard to not be attached and not suffer so much. There's a lot that could be said about this and what to do. What I want to share in today's video is the way that your self-talk, the way that your inner dialogue can be a key, a huge factor in whether or not you experience a painful situation as simply pain, or if you resist it and cling to a mental image of something different other than what's here now and create unnecessary suffering for yourself, which is how most of us, including myself, generally live day to day. However, what you could do is simply notice. You notice what's going on. You notice that sensation in your chest. You notice the sensation in your belly as you are experiencing discomfort. And you recognize that the discomfort that you're going through is caused not only by the apparent external circumstances, the people and situations that you are encountering, but rather a huge component of it is the way you are relating to it and the story that you're telling about who you are right now and about what your life is. So if you know already that you are formless awareness, that what you actually are is beyond time and space, and that the pain and pleasure that appears and disappears in your mind and body are fleeting objects, then you can remind yourself of that. And of course, in the moment, you're trying to remind yourself and you say something like, okay, this pain that I'm feeling is just a fleeting sensation. It's just coming and going. And that might help. That might bring some temporary relief. Or it might not. So then what do? You can soften your attitude. Notice how in that moment, anything that you do, just about anything that you do, is gonna be either an overt or covert way of trying to escape the pain. So before even attempting to change your self-talk in that moment, I would suggest you start in your body. Start by noticing where the tension is located in your body. Where do you notice this pain? Where do you feel this sadness? Where do you feel this fear? Notice where it is. And to the best of your ability, just relax around it. Just soften around it and accept it as it is. Don't accept the thoughts that are occurring in your mind that are related to the feeling in your body. The thoughts in your mind might be saying something like, this is horrible. I'm horrible. Things will never change. I will never change. I'm doomed. This sucks. I suck. Whatever, etc., etc. Things that are wrong, things that are exaggerated, This is unskillful self-talk. Instead of engaging in that unskillful self-talk, simply allow those thoughts to come and go and bring your awareness. Don't push the thoughts away. Don't try and make them go anywhere. Just withdraw your awareness. Stop giving the thoughts so much importance and give more importance to the sensation that you're feeling. Let's say you're feeling depressed, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling lack of motivation. Instead of spiraling in a negative thought loop, just take a moment, stop where you are, take a deep breath in your nose and out your mouth. Vocalize. And allow the sensation that you're feeling to be just the way it is. Instead of fighting against the sensation, trying to make it different from what it is, just allow it to be there. Surrender. Even if that's only one moment of surrender. Even if you can't fully surrender to it and get out the other side to the point where you feel more relief or a change in your emotional state. It's not about trying to change your state. And yeah, I know that part of the reason why you're even looking at this video and the reason you're even listening to this is because on some level you want to change your emotional state, and that makes sense. But what I'm saying is, if you come at this with the intention of wanting to change what's real right now, then paradoxically, you're going to perpetuate it. What you resist persists is a saying maybe you've heard before. What you resist persists. So don't resist it. Don't give in to the thoughts. Don't give in to the false narratives and the unskillful self-talk and limiting beliefs that are popping up in your mind and the stories that are being woven there. But don't resist the emotional pain that's coming up. You're so much more resilient than you're giving yourself credit for. You're so much more durable than you're giving yourself credit for. All of these survival techniques that you learned from your early childhood experiences or that are wired into your DNA from evolution, it's all coming from the assumption that I am this mind and this body. I have a limited time and space, and I need to make sure that I survive. Otherwise, the saber-toothed tiger around the corner is going to eat me. But in reality, right now, if you look around, there's no saber-toothed tiger anywhere. Okay? Maybe a squirrel, right? So, all this is saying, if you know logically that there is no saber-toothed tiger, there is no real problem, there is no real existential threat, there is no life-threatening situation going on right now, but the emotion in your body is making you feel as if, then disregard the thoughts. Don't push them away. Just stop giving them importance and give some more attention to what's happening in your body. And just allow it to be there. Imagine the sensation. Let's say you feel some tightness in your chest. You feel some heaviness wrapped around that tightness. And it feels sad and dark and unpleasant. Okay? So what should you do? Notice it. Visualize it. Where in your chest is it? Is it more on the right side, more on the left? You know, is it taking up a lot of space? Is it a little tiny dot? What shape? Is it a circle? Is it a sphere? How much, you know, where does it begin and end? How much space does it actually take up inside of your chest? Just notice it, feel it, visualize it, breathe into it, breathe through it, breathe around it. Not with the intention of trying to get rid of it. Don't breathe with the intention of trying to change it. All of that is a subtle way of resisting. And we don't want to resist, because what you resist persists. But rather, breathe with the intention of regulating your nervous system and making space for this emotional energy that is appearing. If you want, you can think of this emotional energy as your inner child, or as a part of your inner being, a part of your inner child, an aspect of your past self, an innocent little baby version of yourself. And just hold that little child with compassion, not trying to get rid of it, not trying to change it, not being up in your head and gaslighting it and saying, oh, that's not a big deal, stop thinking that, think something else. We're not fighting against the story. We're just being with the emotion that's here. Now, I'm not here with you. I'm virtually here with you as you're watching this video, doing this. But if I were there with you, I would recommend that you be patient with yourself. Be patient. Don't expect the emotion to go away. Don't expect it to change. But if you stay with it and you allow your intention of non-judgmental awareness and unconditional love to envelop this emotional energy, then maybe it'll start to open. And underneath the sadness, maybe there's some fear. And underneath the fear, maybe there's some anger. Who knows? But if you give it time and you practice patience and self-compassion, then you can give that emotional energy a chance to unfold and reveal itself to you. And maybe it'll resolve completely on its own. Maybe immediately, maybe after repeated sessions of meeting yourself in this way with compassion and love. Generally, I'd say it takes some time. Repeated meeting and re-meeting yourself with love and compassion, because all of the unskillful self-talk that we have and the twisted up emotions that hurt us are products of repetition. Maybe you go through a traumatic experience, but then the story that you come up with or that you receive in order to understand what happened, it gets repeated. And maybe even the experience itself gets repeated, or similar experiences get repeated. Somehow you end up finding yourself in similar situations with similar people who are, playing out similar dynamics. That tends to happen to us. We have this repetitive nature to us. In Buddhist psychology and Indian philosophy, they call it samsara. It's the wheel of cyclic existence and the cycle repeating over and over. I'll say more about that maybe in a different video. All this to say, because of the repetition that went into conditioning your response, it's going to take similar repetition to recondition or to decondition that response. So it takes some time and patience, is all I'm trying to say. Okay, I think that's all that I wanted to share with you today. And yeah, if this resonated, let me know. I genuinely would like to hear from you in the comments if any of this is resonating with you, or if you have any questions about it. Because what I'm saying is universal, it applies to all of us, but the way that it manifests in each one of our lives is very, very unique. So, you who are watching this probably have certain details that I can't think of, right? Because I'm not there with you. But if you would share that in the chat, if you feel comfortable sharing that in the chat, I'd be glad to take a look and respond and maybe expand with more detail in another video. So let me know, okay? In the meantime, peace be with you.